Hello, welcome to Expert Schmexpert / Oppositeness. I am Jill Lindsay, your host, and this is Khalil.
How you doing? Khalil here.
Yes. And what are we gonna be talking about tonight?
All things hip hop.
All things hip hop on Color Circuit Live.
We're already here.
Yeah. So, also, our comedians tonight, we're going to have 4 comedians doing some game of telephone. What Khalil's going to be doing is telling us about all things hip-hop for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes to one comedian, another comedian will come out. They will explain it to another comedian for 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and so on. At the end, the last comedian is going to tell Khalil what they have learned. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. So our comedians that are here tonight are
Zach.
Hey, Zach.
John. Connor.
And Katie.
Yes. So that was great, guys.
Awesome.
I know.
That wasn't weird.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
So Khalil, tell us a little bit about yourself. What gives you the right to tell us?
I like where this is going. This is cool.
I'm just kidding.
No, go for it.
No, but
Go for
really,
it.
but really, like, what influences have you gotten through hip hop? Why do you consider yourself an expert?
I say I'm an expert in hip hop because hip hop is literally like a month older than I am. Like the first parties that Kool Herc and his crew were throwing in New York City happened about a month before I was born. And my mom was living in New York, so she's pregnant. And, I'm around the vibe. And I kind of grew up with it. I watched it go through its changes and maturation and become like a global phenomenon as it kind of came through. And it's something that I've always loved the art form. I've loved the music. I think it's a very powerful music. Not to say that it's its own music, because there's a lot of different cultures that come out. You have like a goth culture from that music. You've got club culture, a lot of different things. But hip hop has been something that's been able to like influence the entire globe, and so it's really powerful and something special to me. But yeah, I've kind of been listening to it for a long time. So yeah, and
Very cool.
when you're an old school head like me, you think you know everything about the genre.
Well, you're a fan.
Yeah,
I get it.
big time.
So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 comedians go away. One comedian will stay, and they will do 5 minutes of deep discussion on all things hip-hop. And who wants to go first, guys? You guys can pick whoever
Who's
wants
the
to go
oldest?
Are they gonna arm wrestle for it?
That's not even fair. I think Red's all it.
Well, I'm 60 years old. I just look good.
He's one of those ages.
It's like
the
Benjamin
Okay,
Button.
so let's do Connor.
Connor
will
wants to go first.
Connor
And then I will go
first.
second, if that's okay.
It's like Benjamin Button gump.
Okay.
Do you want to go last?
I just can't remember stuff for that long because I'm so old.
Well, you're last. You only have to remember for 2 minutes.
God.
There you go.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So Connor's going to stay here. The 3 of you will go into the hallway. Please get your headphones so you don't hear anything.
They have
And
headphones for him.
They do. We're
Thought they
gonna
just had to put
make
their
sure
fingers
that
in
they
their
don't
ears.
know anything.
That's a good job.
And Connor's gonna have to just figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it.
Do I start?
I'm gonna hold this.
And I go up there?
And you're gonna go up there.
Okay, cool.
And you're gonna explain all things hip hop to Connor.
All right.
Do I ask a question like, what is it you want to know? Oh, I can draw stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can do
you
whatever
are
you
explaining
want.
the entire history of hip hop to me on this whiteboard. You can draw pictures. It's exciting stuff.
Okay. This is like stepping it up.
You can
Only
start-
the best
start
production
with,
value.
Start with basic stuff, and then you can work your way into more complicated things. However you want to do it.
Okay, cool. I like this. We start off, instead of like the whole history of hip hop, we'll just go through like certain periods.
I'm excited.
So like we'll take the year 1993.
All right.
When were you born, man?
1991.
Okay. So you're like a kid.
Well, technically, yes.
Yeah.
Although I'm told I'm an adult.
Yeah. No, you were like a kid then.
Yeah.
Which is very
I was
old
2.
school.
I was.
You were also, so 1993 was like one of the seminal years in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. A lot of music came out then. it was the introduction of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan. I hear they are nothing to fuck with.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
You gotta protect your neck around them. So Wu-Tang came out that year, introduced. We also had ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, came out with their first record.
1983.
Yeah.
Woot woot.
See? That's some opposite stuff going on there. We had seminal albums by a Tribe Called Quest, ATCQ. We'll put there. We also had De La Soul come out with an album that was really good, really monumental album, some of the best albums ever in hip hop. We had a group named Onyx come out with a record. They were kind of wild and crazy. A lot of fun. So not only did you have those guys come out with records, Snoop Dogg came out with his first record, Doggy Style.
Doggy Style.
Gin and Juice was the song. Rolling down the street, smoking endo, smoking my gin and juice. Trust me.
Laid back.
Exactly. That was the song. I was in college at the time, and obviously a lot of gin and juice was being consumed. Much too much. But also, Cypress Hill came out with Temple of Boom. Temples of Boom. So, this Cypress Hill.
Is that mic on?
No, it's not. Okay. So this whole thing, the
Live
mic hasn't been
television
on,
is hard.
Live
but we're making it
television.
happen. Okay, so check it out. So, like I was saying, 1993, Wu-Tang Clan comes out with their first record. Insane Clown Posse comes out with their first record. Snoop Dogg is introduced to everybody. Temples of Boom by Cypress Hill. It's an R, everybody. Cypress Hill comes out. Now, what's important is this is the first time in a majority of hip-hop records that smoking pot is not so much code word or code terms. It's like literally the theme of this record.
Rap music and marijuana.
It became known to the public. And if you were certain people like didn't smoke weed before 1993, and through their love of hip hop, a lot of people, well, some people started smoking weed.
Ooh.
After that, it kind of opened up their world. And you know what it's like the first time you like smoke pot?
I don't
You kinda-
smoke pot.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so it's very out there now, but back then it's kind of like you didn't know anybody who smoked pot until you started smoking pot, and then suddenly everybody smoked pot. It was weird. You didn't know if it was just like the world opening up or a trend really
I smoked
slamming
a ton
in.
of pot in 1993.
Okay,
I
word.
did.
You did?
I
Yeah.
did.
So much pot.
So much pot.
You
All
were
the
just
pot?
there.
All the pot.
Were you a pothead?
In 1993? Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
How old were you in 1993?
You don't need to know.
Okay.
I was around, man.
All right.
She was around doing her thing. She was wheeling and dealing,
Wheeling and dealing.
giving it to everybody.
All right, you got about a minute left.
Okay, so you have a lot of these absolutely seminal records come out in 1993, but you also have the emergence of grass and pot happening at the same time. So it takes hip hop to a different level. You have every week there was a release. LL Cool J comes out with a record. Souls of Mischief comes out with a record. Del the Funky Homo Sapien comes out with a record.
Man.
It's like every week there was a new hit, either by hip hop folk of yesteryear or somebody from the future who would be, I mean, Snoop Dogg, 20 years he's been at it. Eminem comes out with, I believe he's working like singles and stuff at the time. Wu-Tang Clan, historical groups out here that are still culturally significant all this time later. And it was just a really wonderful year. You go from the beginning of the year all the way down to the end of the year. And it was just single after single, album after album, group after group, which made it just such a powerful year for the music because it kind of changed. Because the very next year, you have The Roots came out with their first album.
The Roots came out.
The very next year, you got Biggie coming out with his album. This year, Tupac also came out with Strictly for My Niggas.
All right,
And
you got about 10 seconds left.
a lot of people loved it. So 1993, absolutely the best year in hip-hop history.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Man.
It's fantastic.
And time.
And that's my expert team.
All right, you think you can?
Did I get to erase this?
No.
Yes.
Take a moment, look at
I'll
it. if you
erase
need
it.
To,
Okay.
And
Here you
then
are. I'm
I
gonna
got
give
it.
you the pen back.
All right.
Yeah.
we learned a lot about 1993 in the year in the life of hip
I
hop.
was smoking. Oh, man.
No,
sorry, I was thinking of the
no
wrong-
worries, no worries.